Now the lip here, you can see how low this lip is relative to this head over here. So this one here is like 85, 90 thou. This one here was only a 16, a little bit over 16 tall. So it got cut down so at some point over the years, and when I just flash cut it here to clean it up, it was way undersized. So I'm going to go weld that up. So I'm looking at the head, and then I notice that we have a nice big long ass crack in this thing. Get over here, we can see it. And there's a line right up in there. Blow this up a little bit. And you can see that line going across there. So that line is right in that little crack, right in the corner. You can see a little hairline crack going right along that whole spigot right there. It's not the crack that was over on this side because there's no crack going across. This one here is stress crack from the intake manifold, yanking on it real hard. So now I get to go and weld this one up, as well as weld the lip up here. So I'm going to have to cut this whole thing off right through here and start from scratch and weld the whole thing back up. And if I'm lucky, it won't crack over this hole over here that's right next to it, because that's the problem I had with my other head I was working on. Stress cracked up through here when it cooled off. It also had a big crack up through here. So this is a very thin area of the head, and when this thing's heat and cool through this intake port here, things just move all over the place. So anyway, I got to fix that crack. It's a big one. So more stuff I don't want to deal with, but oh well. At least I should be able to recut this surface here. It's my biggest problem I had, I thought. Now I got other issues. Alright, so I'm going to go back and try to weld it up and see what happens. Okay, I'm cutting away this crack that goes underneath here. So I cut away through here, and just cut through this. Now this piece here just fell away because it was cracked under it. So you can see that was all broken under there. So, looks like it's been broken for a little while. A bunch of carbon and crap underneath there. Be nice if I noticed that before when I was welding all this stuff up, but oh well. You see it when you see it. So anyway, this crack continues under here a little ways, so I'll go and clean this all up in the mill here a little bit. And now we have a nice clean metal to work from. So I just wanted to show you, can see what these cracks look like, see how deep they go. So obviously you can see how it ended right here at the flange. So the stress of the intake manifold going heating and contracting all this time is what sheared off this flange. My guess at some point this thing was in an accident and probably hit the carburetor and put a lot of stress on this manifold right here. But you can see how it was a stress crack. I just tried to peel the whole flange right off the head. So a lot of force involved to do that. At least the crack doesn't go over toward this hole, which is a plus. Hopefully it won't go that way after I weld it either. I'm going to weld up here from the inside and just weld it on up. So anyway, that's what it looks like for that. So I'll just cut some more of this away, get some clean metal, and we'll go weld it. Okay, I'm grinding out this crack here. I got it all ground out, it was all through here. And I think I got it all ground out on this side. It was heading across through there. Got to cut back about this much more. And this side over here, I don't really see a crack coming through there, but I'm casing it. You can see how it's going right through there. Not sure if the camera really shows it very well, but see it right at the bottom of the radius there of my cutter. Right there at the edge of my fingernails, the crack. And it goes down at a 30-degree angle right into the port. Hopefully this mark I'm seeing way down in here is not the crack, but I bet you it probably is, which means it's going to take another ½ inch of this metal out of here to get through all of that. So all we can do is keep grinding on it until I don't see no more crack. If you don't get it out now, it's just going to continue. It's not going through this head bolt hole, but it keeps going around this intake spigot. So once again, it shows it probably had a big hit on it. So I'll do some more grinding. Okay, I just took a big chunk out of here. And when I got down about where the crack is, I could feel a piece grab the bit and take off out of here, and you can see where the crack line was right through there. That's that dirty spot. That was a crack. So I'll grind the rest of that out, and then hopefully I don't see anything else. So you got to pay attention as you grind these, because it's real fine, faint marks what you're looking for. So I'll continue. Okay, I grind a little bit deeper. Clean out the black part. And you can see how the crack is right there above my thumbnail. Continues right across an angle. Looks like it's kind of flattening out instead of going straight down in the port. It's leveling out, so maybe we're getting to the end of it. Who knows? So I got to take this triangle right here under my thumb off next, because that's where it's cracked underneath there. So take another cut, see what it looks like. Okay, I think I finally ran out of crack. You see I cut almost half the damn port out of here now. So we went from a little small crack we saw here to one that went all the way down to here, halfway around the head. But I'm not seeing no other crack in here in the radius area. Looks like clean metal. So I got this thing all cleaned all the way around. No crack over there either. So we'll go ahead and fire the torch up, hit it with a welder, and if there's a crack there, the welder will open it up instantly. So I don't see any cracks going toward this head bolt, which is a big plus. When I do all this welding, it's going to pull over here like crazy, and it can stress crack right through this cut right here. Just rip the head right apart from this contraction of the weld. When you have all these real thin areas like this, that's usually what happens. Oh well, I got to weld it back because I had to cut it all out. So we'll continue. Okay, to get something clean to weld to, I just went ahead and ground that lip right away. So I got a nice clean aluminum weld to. There's always problems trying to bond into a little thin lip that's all corroded. Just not much good aluminum to stick to. That's the problem I have over here. That's why I had to put such a big layer on here. Didn't want to stick. You can see how it doesn't want to bond over there. So I went and ground that away. So now I should be able to put a nice bead in there. I also went down to the port slightly, a little bevel in here. So that should weld up relatively easily. And first we gotta get all this welded up. So now we'll start laying some beads.